Hello, my name is Aaron Fine. I'm a professor of art at Truman State University, which is located on the ancestral lands of the Missouri, Iowa, and Oto peoples. We discuss color as an element of form, rather than as a part of the world inhabited by our bodies and linked with cultural constructs. And we, I suppose, means simply our standard color theory textbooks or the color theory chapter in a standard design textbook. There's a privileged narrative of color theory in these books that focuses on Newton's discovery of the way white light is made up of several different wavelengths of energy that are experienced as colors. And we also prioritize this very symmetrical color wheel created. This one's designed by Johannes Itten with its three primary colors, three secondary colors, and six tertiary colors. These things are presented as universal and objective, despite their tenuous links of these color models to color science. And here's Itten with his color star, which he's interested in color stars because he's a sun worshiper. He's a member of the Mazdaznan spiritualist movement. And we focus on physics, despite the open question of whether the science of physics is even the most salient aspect of our experience of color. We all realize it really doesn't explain color when we freaked out about the dress a few years ago, which became viral on social media, and we can't decide if it's white and gold or black and blue. And then many academic disciplines can be shown to have been built on explicitly racist, sexist, and colonialist foundations. We have here Johann Winkelmann, the founder of art history, saying, "As white is the color which reflects the greatest number of rays of light, and consequently is the most easily perceived, a beautiful body will, accordingly, be the more beautiful the whiter it is." And we read this and we're just hoping it's just implicit bias. Surely, when he's talking about beautiful white bodies, he must mean three dimensional forms and things like Greek marble statues and not our bodies and our skin color, right? But no, in the very next breath, he says a traveler assures us that daily association with Negroes diminishes the disagreeableness of their color. So this is explicit bias, not implicit. And we fail to account for the fact that colorimetry and the needs of industry are a major concern of the color systems taught to creatives, such as Munsell's color system. And while we are teaching Munsell's color system, we ignore the spiritualist aspects of the context in which early 20th century artists developed their color theories. So these people at the Bauhaus like Itten and Kandinsky were interested in color models and color science, but they were also reading and citing people like Rudolf Steiner, the founder of anthroposophy, Madame Blavatsky, the founder of theosophy, and others. So, what are some post formal approaches to color theory, color practice, and color pedagogy? Well, with theory, we can reverse engineer our theory. We can base it on what's already happening in our post formal practices because we are already working with colors in ways that formalist color theory can't account for. And just one strong example, then, is this use of black by Kerry James Marshall in many of his works. It's a sort of a Schrodinger's black. It both is and isn't something at the same time. He generates extra meaning from the fact that colors are both formal elements and signs in a sign system that links up with race and other contextual elements. And we need to take a lesson from the recent discovery that even this ultimate example of pure formalist use of color concealed a racist joke. That Malevich's black square underneath the painting, someone, probably the artist, had painted the text "Battle of Negroes in a Dark Cave," just some kind of really cheesy, cheap joke about skin color. And we think of the white cube gallery space as a neutral space for the objective contemplation of art, but it is just about the most culturally indicative space you could imagine entering. If you stepped into this space out of a time machine, you would know right away you were in an exhibition space in the late 20th or early 21st century. So, how can we teach color theory in a way that reflects this knowledge, right? Well, we can teach physics as just that, as an explanation of the physics of color, but not a theory of color. We can teach color wheels as being diverse, such as these two color wheels here by Itten and Munsell, and teach them as being cultural constructs that reveal as much about the biases of the people who designed them as they do about color. We can do these mixing charts where we sort of combine every color in our paint set with every other color in our paint set to find out what all the combinations might be. And that's useful in the way a ruler is. We can use it to measure. But of course, when we're painting, all those colors are going to look different in context. So to account for that, we can do interactive workshops in the spirit of Joseph Albers. And that's, of course, a very potent lesson for any person working with color. And finally, we can do contextual exercises where we play with and study the way that color exists in as a sign in sign systems, as a part of a total semiotics. I've often heard black and white are not colors, or there's only one true black or only one true white. And I just say that we can say these things if we want, but we need to acknowledge that these statements are based on choices we are making about what words mean, and these choices are culturally determined. For background reading, I recommend books by Chirmuta, Batchelor, and Gage. And I'm also happy to refer you to my own books on color. Thank you very much.